How's it going, guys? Andrew here with Justified EDC, and I got a EDC update for you, but with a little twist on it. I was just on vacation recently up in Massachusetts. We were staying around Boston area, Boston, Salem, that kind of thing, and I had to do a little bit of modification to my EDC, both just, you know, for travel and the heat, and also just for some local laws that they have up there that are weird and dumb. So I thought I'd throw together a little travel EDC here for you to show you what I carried while I'm traveling, you know, how I modified it and all that kind of stuff. So, and one other thing to get out of the way, I apologize if the air conditioning or the fans or anything are a little bit loud in the background. Normally I turn that kind of stuff off while I'm recording, but currently here in Pennsylvania, I think it's like 96 outside today, feels like 105, so I'm not turning my AC off. Sorry, I don't want to sweat to death during this video. So hopefully that's not too bothersome in the background. As always, you know, I sometimes see comments on these videos, oh, your intros are so long, or oh, I just want to see this part of gear. I put timestamps at the bottom of every video. Just scroll down there, you'll be able to pick the timestamps for everything. So I don't want to hear any complaining about not being able to skip around. I marked every single part in this video. You can skip to what you want to watch. So with that out of the way, the last thing we got to do is thank the sponsor of the channel, Auxiliary Manufacturing. Mike over at Auxiliary Manufacturing is making some awesome custom USA-made fixed blades, like this Pocket Bowie, really awesome little knife here. The Sumi, which is kind of like my bench knife, little hawkbill Pakal style knife, really cool. He's got a bunch of different stuff out. I think he just had a drop. I think there's a couple things left on the website right now. I do have a discount code with him. Justified 10 will get you 10% off your order on his website. So I'll leave links down below to all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in his stuff, please go check it out and thank him for sponsoring the channel. And let's get right into it. So I'm going to pull out a couple of things here. You know, I'm trying to think, you know, how we should do this, because a lot of the things that I was carrying were similar, and some things were just slightly modified. So things that stayed the same, actually, let me just pull out here. So keys obviously stayed the same, you know, just had my car keys on here. This charging cable especially, we'll get into here in a little bit. This really came in handy. This is the rolling square InCharge. It's just a tiny little magnetic charger here that has USB-A. It's got USB-C. This lightning cable also plugs into micro USB, another USB-C. So basically you can charge to or from anything. It's just nice to have a little charger on the go that, you know, can hook up to anything, battery packs, all of your devices and everything like that. Also have the Resqme tool on here, 2 different ways to break glass, and a seatbelt cutter, so that's just a good thing to have. Other than that, none of that really matters. That's that new key clip I was talking about. But so that stayed the same. Wallet, I've continued to be carrying the Arrowhead Goods Co Outlaw wallet. I really enjoy this wallet. It's really nice. I just did a review on it. If you're interested in hearing more about that, go back, I think 1 video, maybe 2, depending on when this comes out, if you want to see a full review on this. But still carrying that. It's been a great wallet so far. The Surefire Stiletto Pro here is my flashlight of choice. This has been my flashlight of choice for years. If you guys follow the channel, you know I'm a big fan of this. Still carried that as well. And then my pouch here, this is from Citizen E over on Instagram. Really awesome pouch maker. She does like the glow nuts as well. She makes some cool rosaries, all that kind of stuff. Really cool gear. I've been digging this pouch, been carrying it in my back pocket for a while now. As always, I had my Tactile turn bolt action mini in here in titanium. Got a Sharpie with just like the metal case on it, keeps it a little bit more protected. And then inside, I think the only thing I changed out is I took out my Victorinox Classic SD that I usually keep in here, and we'll get into why here in a second. But other than that, all the normal stuff is still in here. Still got a Bic lighter, got my little pill container from CountyComm, got my 5-inch Knipex Cobras, great little pliers, and got this another CountyComm product, just this little comb for my beard. And then, you know, I didn't really need this on vacation, but I always keep a quarter in here for going to Aldi. If you know, you know. You know, people usually use if you know for cool guy stuff, but I like using it for really normal, everyday kind of shit. I think it's funny, and it makes the goons makes them a little upset with me when you hear them use it. Auxiliary manufacturing patch on the back. I just do that because one of the rubberized ones keeps it from sliding out of the pocket. And then I got my little G3D bead on here. That's from my 3D printing company. But all of that stayed the same. Again, you know, laws and stuff, all of this was obviously legal to carry. This is all pretty normal human stuff. My tools did change a little bit other than that. So in terms of knives and tools and stuff like that, things had to change a little bit. So in Boston, and I believe in Salem as well, but especially Boston, you're limited to only carrying knives with a blade of 2.5 inches or less. They also have laws about all the dumb laws about, you know, daggers and stilettos. Autos are a no-no, I'm pretty sure. Gravity knives are a no-no, because, you know, I was thinking about taking my, you know, Milwaukee Fastback here, because I've been testing this out with this G3D pocket clip mod on here. And I also just got these serrated blades that I've really been liking. So I wanted to take this, but I wasn't sure, you know, gravity knife laws and all that. And, you know, I got to make a disclaimer here. I don't really care if you guys follow all these laws or not. It's, you know, most of the time, if you're not being stupid, the cops aren't going to have any reason to search you. You're probably going to get away fine with carrying whatever you want. This was more of a thought experiment for me. I like when I'm traveling to, you know, figure out, you know, risk versus reward. If it's just an outright ban on knives, I'm probably still going to carry something, because, you know, you still need your tools. But, you know, if you can do what you need to do within the realm of the law, it's a little bit safer. And, you know, I just think it's a fun thought experiment to try to fit all of my gear into the, you know, the local laws or anything like that. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, sunglasses, obviously had those with me as well. That didn't change. That was a must out there. So knives, the knives that I chose to take, I still wanted a fixed blade. From everything that I read online, you know, like fixed blades weren't necessarily prohibited, but you still had to follow that under 2.5 inch law. So I chose to take the Offensive Industries Fenrir M. This is the one with the full size handle, so you can still get a 4-finger grip, do whatever you need to do with it, but it has a nice little short blade. You know, if I line this up here, your cutting edge is right about 2 inches, more like 1 3/4 to 2 inches. And then, you know, even if the cop decides to be a dick and measure back to where the handle starts, that handle starts right at 2.5 inches. So either way, no matter how they measure it, still under 2.5 inches, but, you know, you still have a decent fixed blade there to do what you want. This again is in Nitro V, jute wrap handles, deep carry pocket sheath, if you're not familiar with this knife. The other one that I always carry whenever I'm traveling is the Spyderco Roadie. This was a gift from my wife I got years ago, and I still love it. I think it's a cool little slip joint. The stock is a little thick for what it is, but, you know, for you're just taking it out and doing a little cut, you know, cutting a tag off of something, you know, opening a box up or something like that, it does just fine. N690 steel injection molded handles, does have a half stop, although it's a little bit weak. But I just love this knife, you know, mostly just for sentimental reasons, but also, you know, it's well thought out. You got this finger choil here with the jimping, so that if you hold it like that, it's really hard to get it to close on you. I do like that the hole here for opening instead of a nail nick, all that kind of stuff. Does have a lanyard hole if you want to throw a lanyard on this, but I just threw it in my 5th pocket. And, you know, this was kind of, you know, if I was somewhere where I didn't have to be as discreet and I wanted to cut something, that's an option. But, you know, if I'm out in the city, you know, at a restaurant, or, you know, out on the street or whatever, and I need to use a knife, this is, no one's going to blink an eye at this. It's tiny. And again, if I pull this out and put it down here, you're looking at about 1 3/4 inches of cutting length, and the handle, even if you measure back to the handle, is about 2 1/4 inches. So no possible way that this could be over the limit. Originally, Spyderco designed this right back before the 2001 terror attacks, 9/11, because TSA had put out that I think it was like anything under 2-inch blade that was non-locking, you'd be allowed to carry on a plane. Well, then 2001 happened and this whole project was scrapped, but they still decided to put it into production. And I think it's just a really neat looking little slip joint. I've had this one for years now, and every time I travel, no matter where I go, this is pretty much legal all over the world, unless you're somewhere shitty like Philadelphia, which I happen to live close to, where they just outright ban knives, period, on the street, which is, you know, I'm rambling a little bit, but, you know, even you European guys, you know, I know Germany has some really shitty knife laws, but I'm pretty sure, you know, this is still one-hand opening, small slip joint, all that kind of stuff. So these are legal pretty much everywhere. The other thing I decided to carry here is I hadn't been carrying this recently because I've either been carrying my Swiss Army knife or my Milwaukee Fastback, which I just use the bit drivers on there as the pry tool. But this is the FLC Knives pry bar. Really excellent friction fit carry system here with the DCC clip. You know, I can pocket carry this. Add a little lanyard on here so it's a little bit easier to draw out. But just, you know, because I had a smaller fixed blade and it's thinner stock, this is only 3/32 stock, I wanted something that if I, you know, I had to, you know, get in and pry something open or whatever, I didn't want to break my one fixed blade that I had with me. And this just does give you another option of, you know, a defensive tool if I happen to go into somewhere where I couldn't have a knife. You know, you could jab someone with this or something like that. But mostly, you know, this was just a pry tool. And again, you can take these on TSA and everything like that. So they're legal pretty much everywhere. It's just a big screwdriver pry bar thing, but very handy tool. I use this at work a lot. But, you know, for travel, when you don't have the option of carrying a larger fixed blade or anything like that, it was a nice thing to have. And then the last thing here, obviously, you know, I couldn't have my gun on me. Massachusetts does not have reciprocity with Pennsylvania carry permits. And plus they just have a bunch of weird laws up there about carry, so did not have my gun with me. In absence of that, I like, one of my favorite things to carry when traveling in states that hate freedom and hate guns is a stubby hammer like this. You know, you can get, a lot of people like the ball peen ones where it's a striking surface on both sides. I like the claw for a couple reasons. One, you can grip it in a couple different ways, like this, where it really does protect your hand, where you can do all kinds of different strikes. Obviously, you can use this in hammer fist, but also like traditional hammer fist when we're talking about striking down with the palm. You can strike like this. You can strike like this in more of a haymaker grip. Obviously, you can choke back and use this. Gashing with this, with the part back here is really nasty. You know, you can do some of your raking motions. If you choke back, you can kind of hook and pull with this. So not an ideal self-defense weapon, but what I like about these little hammers is they are easily concealable inside the waistband, and there are no laws pretty much anywhere, at least in the states that I've found, that prohibit carrying a hammer. Obviously, you know, if you use this in a crime, they can charge you with assault with a deadly weapon or anything like this. But, you know, if you just get searched or something like this when you have it, they might give you some weird looks, but there are no laws on the book anywhere saying that you can't carry a hammer around. So this is a good tool that you can carry with you pretty much anywhere, and believe me, these will do some nasty damage. Obviously, I'd prefer to have a gun or a large fixed blade or really anything else, but this does get the job done. I like these Craftsman ones because they're already rubberized. You don't have to add any kind of grip taper to it to anything. God forbid you had to use it and, you know, the courts decide, oh, you modified it to be a weapon or something like that, something stupid. You know, you already have a good grip on here. You don't really have to do any modifications to do it. So, and the other reason I like the claw like this is, oh, you know what, I forgot I was going to grab a pair of pants here and have my belt off so I could show you how I carry this. But I carry this inside the waistband, appendix, kind of where I would carry my gun. And, you know, I'll show you with my fanny pack strap here. So imagine this is my belt going across my front like that. If you kind of tuck it back in behind here and then just slip that that slot in there into your belt, that keeps it from falling down inside your waistband, but keeps this part up enough exposed that you can just come here and draw it out like that. And so from this draw, you can come up and, you know, grab it like this. You can come back and draw it into a grip like that where you have a little bit more reach. You can choke back on it, anything like that. But that's how I was carrying it, kind of down inside my waistband, and then with the claw on my belt like that so that it doesn't slip down inside your waistband. It's relatively comfortable. It rides really low on your belt line. It's still easy to access. So, you know, I just wanted to keep it in a similar position that I'm used to drawing my gun from or anything like that. So that's how I was carrying it. It may seem silly to you guys. It kind of is. I know the thought of carrying a little hammer around to beat someone with, but you know, if I can't have my gun, I want to have something. You know, I value protecting my and my family's life, so that's what we have. So that was the stuff that, you know, kind of was in my pockets and in my waistband and everything like that. The other thing here that I've been meaning to talk about is my fanny pack carry. So in the summer, you know, I'm going to start moving some of this stuff out of the way as I'm explaining this to you here. But in the summer, you know, in the winter, I always have like my denim jacket on. It's got lots of pockets on it. I can fit lots of extra gear in my jacket. And you know, sometimes in the summer I'll wear like a denim vest where I can still carry the same stuff. But honestly, when it's hot out, the easiest way to have extra gear nearby is a fanny pack. I don't really like carrying my guns in fanny packs. You know, it's just become kind of a meme at this point that people carry in fanny packs. So, you know, I don't know how really self-aware the public is. But I don't know. I just, whenever I see a guy that even looks slightly tactical with a fanny pack on, I'm like, that guy's got a J-frame in there. That guy's got a Glock 43 in there, whatever, P365, whatever. But so I do like fanny packs. I usually have them extended out to carry them crossbody. Keeps it right up here by your chest, very easy to access. You know, you have it kind of carried right here. It's very easy to get to everything. You can keep it right in front. If you need to get it out of the way, you can sling it under your arm. I don't like carrying it down by my waistband just because I have other tools at the top of my pockets and my waistband that I want easy access to. So I usually carry this crossbody, and you know, especially in the city, you look around, everyone and their mom is carrying some kind of small fanny pack or crossbody pack, so it blends in. Again, I wouldn't go with anything camo or with big tactical logos on it or anything like that. This happens to be from a guy, Pineapple Co. I don't know if he's still around really or anything. I haven't really seen him post much, but he actually did the graphic for my G3D logo, and I bought some bags and stuff from him back in the day. I actually have another bag from him that's in like Rhodesian camo that, you know, I just kind of keep in my car. But this one's nice. It's just a Champion bag with his logo on it. Kind of looks like the Supreme logo or whatever. So it doesn't scream tactical. But inside here, the main reason that I keep this, as well as, you know, some other spare gear that's nice to have, is this is an easy way for me to carry some medical gear. So, you know, in the winter, I usually have it in one of my inside jacket pockets, or I have it in an elastic sleeve in my back pocket. But, you know, since I've been carrying this guy here, I don't really have back pocket room because I have that and my phone in my back pockets. So, but a medical gear is a must. You know, even in a space where, you know, I wasn't able to carry a gun, I can still carry a bunch of life-saving medical equipment. So I do have a full-blown IFAK, more comprehensive, that was in my vehicle, you know, with full-size tourniquets, chest seals, lots of gauze, quick clot, all that kind of stuff. But what I have in here is I have two Snakestaff Systems ETQ tourniquets, the very small pocketable tourniquets. The reason I have these in here as opposed to just one cat is I can carry two pretty much in the exact same amount of space as I would just fit one cat tourniquet. So, you know, if I'm with me and my wife, so I want at least one for each of us, and, you know, God forbid something awful happens, car accident, whatever. And then the only other things I have in here is I have a pack of flat compressed gauze. You can pack wounds with this. You can use it as compression bandages, and then I just have some white gloves here if I had to get bloody on someone else or anything like that. You know, your skin does a pretty good job of protecting you from stuff, but if you have the time, gloves are a nice thing to have. So that was kind of just my quick emergency kit that I have in here. I don't like going very far from my house without having some kind of medical equipment, because again, you're much more likely to get into a car accident, or, you know, fall and hit your head on something or gash something open than you are to get into a gunfight or a knife fight or a fist fight or anything like that. Medical gear is, I think, something that every single person should carry, even if they don't carry any kind of weapons or defensive tools. It's just a good thing to have as a responsible citizen, especially if you have a family. So that's the medical that I have in here. Again, I have a more extensive kit in my vehicle that was also with me. And I also have a kind of more of an extensive, you know, like boo-boo kit, Band-Aids and pills and burn cream and all that kind of stuff in the car as well. But that's what I had with me. And then in the back pocket here, which, by the way, I have this Kevlar cord with a fob on here with a little glow guy from Citizen E. It's just easy to find that zipper in the dark, you know, if we're walking out, or we're walking around in the streets in North Boston a lot at night, so it's just easier to grab this. Back here, I just had a couple things that I just, you know, normally I would keep on my person, on like a jacket or whatever. None of these are necessarily travel specific, but I just wanted to kind of take an opportunity to show you what I have with me in the summer, because, you know, I did have this with me. Normally, the only thing that changed from what I normally have is normally, right now I've been carrying my Milwaukee Fastback in here just for testing. But again, the whole gravity knife thing, I wanted to have some kind of multi-tool that I knew would be legal up here. So I just threw back my Leatherman Free T2 in here. Reason being, that knife, if we measure it here, That blade is coming in right at 2 inches, maybe 2 1/4 if you measure all the way back to the handle. So again, a completely legal blade up there in Boston. And then the other tools you have on here is just you have a flathead. You can kind of use that as a reamer as well. You have a Phillips head with a bottle opener, and then you have an awl. So just a couple little tools that was extra and nice to have. So I had that in here. I had my G3D Bic lighter stash kit that I took along to test. So the reason I took my classic SD out of my my main pouch there is normally I keep that just around for the tweezers and toothpick and everything, but this kit has the toothpick, the tweezers, and it also has a small ballpoint pen as well. So the Victorinox tools that I would normally rely on in that pouch were in this as well. If you haven't seen this before on my other video, you have those 3 implements. You have a stash kit down here that you can open up, and I kept some ibuprofen in there. You know, it was really hot out, easy to get headaches. My wife gets a little seasick when we were out, so you know, I had some boning and stuff in there. And then these 2 tubes, you can take these off, these little plugs. On one side, I just had a piece of wax jute you can use to start a fire. And then on the other one, I had a small chem light. These kits, we're going to be selling them with a bunch of different stuff that you can put in here. Ferro rods, little tubes, Kevlar cords, spools, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously your Bic lighter in here. And having this in a pack, it's very easy for these to get compressed and then you start to lose fuel. So we have one of these clips on here that just slips underneath and keeps you from pressing that. So obviously it can still spark, but that fuel won't be lit unless you take that off. And then you just have a lanyard on there. So that was in there for testing purposes. The other thing I have in here, I don't carry hanks on my person a whole lot, but I do like keeping one in my bag or in my jacket or whatever. One, you just have this this side like this is just a woodland camo. I don't even know what this material necessarily is, but you know, I use this to like wipe down a park bench that was wet after raining for us to sit on. And the other side is microfiber. So I don't wear glasses, but I almost always have sunglasses with me, so it's a nice way to have something to clean. And my wife wears glasses, so she's always looking for something to clean her glasses off with. So I had that in there. This is a little, you know, pocket-sized strop from Bowman Knives. He had sent me this when he had sent me some leather for us to make our puck straps. Really cool butterscotch micarta on there. Looks like a canvas micarta liner, and then just some green compound. Again, since all the knives that I had were relatively short blades and relatively soft steel, I wanted a way that, you know, if I was out and for whatever reason I had to do some cutting and my knife was getting dull, it was just an easy way to, you know, bring that edge back. So I just threw that in there. It's very light, takes up almost no room, so why not? Probably the least necessary item in here, but I threw it in because I could. This I have in here, this is the Streamlight Clipmate. I always forget what it's called here, but this is just a flashlight here that is one USB rechargeable. So again, with the battery pack, I can recharge that. But this clip really it's similar to how the Discreet Carry Concepts clips work, but this will clip onto pretty much anything. You can clip this onto a hat, a shirt, a jacket, anything like that, and then it has this light that you can kind of directionalize and point in any which way. So if you need some hands-free lighting, that's great for that. You know, if you had to work on your car, it broke down, or you're walking around looking for something and you need your hands, it's nice to be able to directionalize that. So it has a couple brightness settings. Right now I have it on the, I don't know if you're able to see it, I have that on the red light, you know, just for, you know, being out so you don't lose some of your night vision. But if you press and hold this, it will change to white. There we go. And then you have 2 different brightnesses for the white light as well, low and high. Decent little output, but it's just nice little light to have around. It's much more slim and compact than a lot of the headlamps that I use. So for travel, having a hands-free light that's also rechargeable, this was a nice option. This is just I think this is for joints or whatever, but I just use this as a, oh no, I'm spilling flour out of here, but I just use this as a little cigarette holder. Recently I've been smoking these little Versa hemp cigarettes. They just have CBD in them, you know, try to get some of that out of here. I've been trying to stay off of the nicotine and all that kind of stuff. So these are what I've been smoking, but I hate carrying the big bulky cigarette packs around. So this is just a nice way for when I'm out. You know, I have 3 three smokes with me, and I can throw the empty butt. I think I have one down in there as well right now. Just I can throw the butts in here, so I'm not being a piece of shit and littering on the street. So that is that. And then I just have this, I don't even know what brand this is. It's just a no-name Amazon brand of a battery pack. You got a couple different inputs and outputs and stuff like that. So that, in conjunction with my little charging cable here, I was able to keep our phones charged, flashlights charged. We had a laptop with us, so a laptop charge, all that kind of stuff. Usually, this isn't like, I don't even know how much, there's the capacity there. So 10,000 milliamp hours. I'm not really into the tech side of EDC as much, so I don't know how good or bad that is. I usually get 2 or 3 charges out of my phone on this, which is nice. It's decently lightweight. It's about the same size as my phone, so there's slimmer ones out there. I'm sure there's higher capacity ones out there, but that's just what I happen to have, so I threw that in there. I think that's kind of essential, especially for travel. If you're going to be anywhere away from your vehicle or your house for any extended period of time, it's extremely important to be able to keep your phone charged so you can get in contact with your family or first responders or anything like that. Then the last things here that I forgot to mention here, let me just throw all this stuff back in here. I'll reorganize it later, but just to get it out of the way, let me throw that out of here. So again, not a huge pack. I think this is about like 9 inches overall. I have it pretty packed out, but still not difficult at all to carry. Just around. So then the last 2 things I forgot to mention here, obviously it's hot out, it's summer, please keep water with you. Being dehydrated is the worst. You know, in an emergency situation, water is important, but even just being out in this kind of heat, guys, it's really important to stay hydrated, and water's good for you, so you should drink some water, which I'm going to do right now. So 32 ounce Nalgene, this is just a must-have. Always have that with me. And then the last thing, you guys might laugh at me. This is a little bougie, but very, very functional, and I really like it actually. This is a neck fan, which I did not know existed until like a week ago when my wife suggested I buy one for vacation. You just wear it around your neck, kind of looks like a pair of headphones. It's nothing super obnoxious. You know, you see a lot of people walk around with headphones around their neck in the city and everything like that. But you just hang this around your neck, and then your air intakes are around here, and then all the way around here, it just blows air up on your neck and face. So power button up here, you have low. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear this on camera. Low, medium, and high. And you actually get a decent amount of air output in this, but this was really nice for, you know, like we went out and did like a whale watch, and we were walking around the city a lot. So I don't know about you guys, but when it's this fucking hot out, I get pissed off really easily when I'm hot. So having something like this, I can just walk around and cool down a little bit, made my life much more pleasant. I don't even remember. There's the brand. I will link this down. Got this on Amazon. It's like $25-$30 or something like this. I'd say it's well worth it if you're going to be out. This is also, I forget where the charging port on here is. It is a USB-C rechargeable, so you don't got to worry about bringing batteries with you. Again, I had that battery pack. Everything that I had with me was rechargeable off of that battery pack. I think that's really important if you're going to be out, again, away from your home, away from your car for any extended period of time. Make sure everything, either you have the batteries for everything, or you have recharging that is all compatible with the cord and the battery pack that you have with you. So that's about it, guys. That's about what I had with me. Let me know, you know, when you guys travel, what do you guys carry with you? I know a lot of people really, really slim down their carry. You know, if something's illegal in that place, they don't even bother trying to find a legal option. You know, they just take it out of their carry. For me, I like having tools. I like having the capability to still, you know, make my life a little bit easier and to, you know, keep me and my family safe. So this is the stuff that I chose to carry. Let me know if you think I'm crazy and this is overkill, or if you think that this was a really good idea. Let me know what you guys carry in your travel kit. Again, thank you as always to Mike Auxiliary Manufacturing for sponsoring the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.